Hey everybody, welcome back to No Bullshit. Today we're talking about a topic called Why I Left BuzzFeed. This is a particularly popular video on YouTube. If you search BuzzFeed or search I Left BuzzFeed, there's a lot of trending videos of people telling their stories of why they left BuzzFeed. And I found it kind of interesting that it's happened over and over again over the last year. So we're going to examine a couple of videos and see what they have to say. You know, I want to see a couple of things. I want to see what kind of the people are working at BuzzFeed and why they left, and you know, what kind of stuff's going on behind the scenes. Let's check out our first one. It's from a redhead named Kenny Moffat in a video called Why I Left BuzzFeed.
Good morning. The background is different today because I am home for the weekend. I am at my mom's house right now.
Nobody cares.
And I figured I'd shoot a little video. A lot of people have been wondering. There's been some rumors going on, and I figured I would quell those today.
Well, you're rambling a lot, so we're going to go ahead and skip to the meat here. I think we get about halfway through this video before he actually starts talking about what he said. But to note a few things that are already apparent. Well, first of all, we got a nice ginger guy here. He looks like he hasn't seen the sun in 100 years. He's got blue eyes, red hair, and he's probably gay. So we've got a gay man who has left BuzzFeed. Let's see where he goes.
And all this stuff, you know, pressure from a quota, feeling like there's no growth, wanting to work on my own content, that all started to make me very unhappy, and very, very unhappy. And
so he said he had a lot of pressure on him at work, and I guess that's understandable. I mean, jobs are pressure. Working sucks, and I can imagine, you know, BuzzFeed might be a more stressful job because they're constantly having you pump out videos. So that's understandable, but then at the same time, I would say, dude, toughen up a little bit. I mean, that's just the pressure. That's what you sign up for when you want to work at a video production company, a faux news company. You know they're going to be producing content every day. That's what you signed up for. But at the same time, you know, we can understand that he was a little burned out.
I started to not look forward to coming to work every day, and I started to just be very unhappy at work, and that made productivity really difficult. And that
he's so unhappy. Oh, poor guy, his feels are hurting, guys. He's not happy.
That made making videos really hard. I started feeling like I didn't know how to be creative anymore, and that is a scary thought. So
actually, Kenny, I've taken a look at your YouTube, and you never really knew how to be creative. I mean, this is your biggest video, and all it is you bitching about BuzzFeed kind of being too hard and taxing and being a tough job, but you never really say anything bad about them. I mean, besides it being hard to make videos every day, you never say anything about the bullshit at BuzzFeed, none of the dumb shit.
That's why I quit. I wanted to have more control over my videos. I wanted to be able to focus on growing my own channel and growing myself as a creator. I wanted to take back my creativity, and I wanted to be happier. And I have been so much happier.
Oh, I'm so glad you're happy, Kenny. Okay, basically that's the whole gist of why he quit. We can skip over all his rambling and his little stories, but basically he wanted to focus on his own channel and, you know, do his own thing. And I that's not that bad of a reason. I just think the title of this video is a little clickbaity. You know, Why I Left BuzzFeed is just a little bit like, okay, let's hear some real reasons. But I don't know why this video has 5 million views either. It's crazy that this has 5 million views, and you'd expect something to come out of it. You know, you'd be like, oh, maybe he's going to tell us some secrets behind BuzzFeed, or talk about how horrible it is being a producer there, or how they make you come up with racist bullshit content. But no, he's not going to tell you that. You know why? Because he was hired to create that bullshit racist content. You see, there's a follow-up video of this guy. He actually reacts to the comments he gets on his video here. This video got 5 million views, so it got a lot of comments, and you know, a lot of people supported him, and a lot of people do like BuzzFeed, but there was plenty of people that started to troll in, and they're like saying, oh dude, BuzzFeed's racist, BuzzFeed's bullshit, why are you working for an anti-white racist website? And then he made a response video that I'm going to show you here.
The second argument against BuzzFeed is that they're racist against white people. Y'all, BuzzFeed is white, first and foremost. Most of the people that I worked with were white. Secondly, you cannot be racist against white people.
Pretty ridiculous, right? Basically, he's saying you can't be racist to white people. He actually believes that shit. And I know he doesn't seem like a very smart guy. He's probably just repeating what he's been reading and hearing on the internet himself. He's probably on Tumblr or some shit. But it just shows the kind of people that they're bringing into BuzzFeed. They're bringing in these people who think that you can't be racist to white people. Next, we're going to take a look at a more recent Why I Left BuzzFeed video. This one's actually called Why We Left BuzzFeed, and it was a guest spot on the Vlogbrothers channel from these two beautiful little chicks right here. Let's see what they have to say.
Hello, John. Hello, Hank. We are Gabby and Allison from Just Between Us.
When they asked us to do this video, we were excited because our channel is a comedy channel and we rarely get real with our talk.
I get real all the time.
Yeah, you're pretty real, but I try to stay fake.
Wow, so she's openly admitting how fake she is, and I could see it. This girl on the left, she has the fakest voice ever. She sounds like she's a cartoon character. Like, I don't know. I know some girls just have that voice. I know there's that Megan McCarthy girl on Vine who always sounds like this no matter what she talks like. She's always sounding like this. But, you know, there are ways to change your voice, and you can make yourself sound less annoying if you really wanted to, but that's besides the point. This girl on the left's fine. I don't know much about her. I've seen a few of these Just Between Us videos and they're kind of boring. They're like whatever comedy channel, supposedly comedy channel, more like cringe comedy. But this girl on the right, we need to note right away. Gabby has been famous on the internet before. I've seen her on this talk show. I think it was FouseyTube's morning talk show, and she had one of the worst quotes ever. Let's go ahead and check it out.
Sometimes I've been walking down the street hysterically crying because my cat was missing, and a man came up and was like, "Hey, what's up? Why are you crying? Can I talk to you?" Like, you're not in that headspace all the time.
Wait, what if he was checking how you were doing because you were crying?
No, it was a cat call. It was like a, "Hey, pretty lady, like, what's going on? You
What
get in
if
my
he was
truck."
trying to be sweet to get into you? Like, "Hey, pretty lady, why are you crying? What's
That's not
wrong?"
the right time, I
He's
think.
not entitled to my time, honestly.
He's not entitled to my time, honestly.
Wow. So you can see another kind of person that we're dealing with here. This Gabby girl is a total SJW nightmare. She's crazy. She buys into all this feminist bullshit, but let's see more about their story now.
There's been one topic that a lot of people have been asking us about that we've never really addressed. And we figured that this would be a good opportunity to do it. So that question is, why did we leave BuzzFeed? The first few months there were amazing.
I had a writing job before, so I was less enthused about the whole thing.
I don't think you're ever as enthused as I am about anything.
That's true. It's very hard for me to feel joy. And I was also like 26, so it wasn't my first job. I wasn't like a lot of the other people there who were like just out of college.
She's just talking about why she wasn't enthused. Like, that's just the most annoying, lame thing to do. It's like the people that try to be cool, they try to act like they don't care about anything. They're just like, yeah, it was no big deal. It was like, whatever. I had jobs before. I was 26, you know? I was so old, 26. Dude, 26 is not nothing, dude. You were a baby. These two are both babies.
I feel embarrassed that it was my first job when I was 25. It wasn't my first job, but it was my first job writing.
Yeah.
So it was like her first writing job at 25. That means she's pretty inexperienced too. These girls are kind of these sheltered white chicks who are pretty and get everything handed to them, and no one tells them no for anything. It's just pretty disgusting already. But we're gonna go ahead and skip ahead a little bit because they don't really talk about why they left BuzzFeed either. They just kind of start saying they want to run their own channel too.
Those people, the characters and the videos the series that they created while at BuzzFeed, they'll never be able to make that series ever again. And that's because that is BuzzFeed's intellectual property. And that began to scare me, where I was like, well, do I give them my best ideas? Later in life, I may want to use those ideas for something, and
She doesn't even have that good ideas. I mean, you guys could go check out their Just Between Us channel, and I'll admit it has a few laughs in it. It's not the worst, but God, it is so cringy, and they act like they're making these great videos on BuzzFeed, and they don't want to lose their ideas. I mean, I have not seen anything good on BuzzFeed. I know there's a few videos that aren't racist, and there's some that are just comedy and fun and okay to watch, but there's nothing like striking and amazing on there. There's no like great YouTube series, no movie reviews, or I don't know, sketch series that I would ever want to pull off of that show.
I won't be able to. And that started worrying me more and more, and the idea of them owning anything to do with Just Between Us started worrying me more and more.
But I remain so grateful to BuzzFeed. I do not think that we would be where we are if we hadn't had BuzzFeed.
So they talk with their hands a lot, right? Like where do my hands go, huh? What do I do with my hands? And I love how they have this sleeping puppy on the front here. You know, just in case, you know, they just to catch your attention. Let's put a dog in the video. You know, the people like dogs. You might as well put a baby over here in the corner, and then put a kitty cat on this side. You know, just to hit all the bases.
When I went into this industry, I knew that it was going to be very unstable and it was going to be kind of chaotic, and I wasn't really going to know what was going to come next. But I think
Blah, blah, blah. No one gives a shit. Basically, they left so they could focus on their Just Between Us video. And this is another thing we're noticing here is the privilege that these people have. You know, they want to talk. I should not be saying privilege, but, you know, they're the ones that started this privilege shit. So I'm gonna swing it back at them. They say that white people have privilege and, you know, white people have an advantage in the world and blah, blah, blah. Well, first of all, I note that these three people in these Why I Left BuzzFeed were all white. But at the same time, you notice that they're not straight white men. You know, the first white guy, he was gay as hell, gay as the $3 bill. And then these two girls are like SJW girls. White girls is okay, but white is bad, white privilege. But let's talk about the privilege these guys have for a minute. First of all, you have to have some nice privilege. You have to have some money saved up to be able to quit a job and not have to worry and to go and focus on your YouTube channel. That's a big privilege right there. I mean, they're not acknowledging it. They're not saying, oh, I'm so blessed. I'm so glad I had great money. You know, I had all this money saved up and I could just leave a high-paying job like at BuzzFeed, which I don't know if it was like high-paying, but I'm sure they got a good amount of money to work there, like whatever it is, like 10, 12 hours a day, 5 days a week. I'm sure they got a good amount of money. That's a good paycheck. That's going to pay your bills. But these guys were privileged enough to be able to just walk away from that and focus on their passions, you know, go write a book, you know. That's what I call rich people privilege, huh? You got rich people privilege. Okay, the last video we're going to take a look at is Why I Also Left BuzzFeed by Jonah Feingold. Check it out.
Hello there, Feingold, fuck. My name is Jonah. Hi.
Wow, that's a pretty horrible start, but let's give him a chance, you know. He's thinking that that's funny, I think, when you jump cut it and say fuck and curse. Oh yeah, that's hilarious, buddy. Come on, give us a story.
So, buddy of mine, actually my first best friend at BuzzFeed, and the kid I sat next to the entire time I was there, Kenny Moffitt, has a video called Why I Left My Job at BuzzFeed.
Jeez, so he's best friends with this gay, racist motherfucker here. This isn't a good start.
That has 3 million views in 1 week. And that's awesome. Good job, Kenny. The interesting part about that to me was 3 million people seem to be interested in the inner workings of BuzzFeed. So, as an ex-employee of BuzzFeed Video, I thought I would touch on the matter.
You thought you would try to get some cheap, easy views too by cashing in on working on BuzzFeed and getting a clickbait title. Got it.
This video is going to be broken up into a couple parts. It's going to be some context about who I am, how I got my job there, what it was like working there, and why I'm okay no longer working there, and what's next.
Oof, God, that sounds really, really boring. Okay, let's skip to the parts where he talks about why he left BuzzFeed, because this is the name of the title of the video, right? I don't care about who you are.
I'm okay leaving BuzzFeed because I wanted to be making more long-form narrative stuff, and I've been able to. I was able to just wrap a series for Awesomeness TV called Cupid Inc., starring Nash Greer.
Ooh, God, Nash Greer, best friends with Kenny Moffitt. I mean, we're really seeing the kinds of people that are hired and work at BuzzFeed, and it sounds like this guy, he just left for the same reason all these other white people did. 4 white people, by the way, in all these videos, and it's from a website that's anti-white. Just so weird. It's so bizarre that there's all white people working at BuzzFeed and they're anti-white. That's some real white guilt these cucks got going on here. This guy is such a cuck. So he's saying he wants to go on and work on narrative stuff, and again, I think that's fine. I think it's cool that all these people want to go and work on their own projects. I wouldn't want to work at BuzzFeed either, but I would never go and start working at BuzzFeed to begin with. So let's note that.
Cause I'm a little unsteady, a little unsteady. Hold on to me, cause I'm a little unsteady, a little unsteady.
Last thing I want to say is none of these guys get into talking shit or anything about BuzzFeed. It's like they're afraid, or they just think BuzzFeed is cool. Like, I think they buy into this shit. They all sound like they believe this social justice warrior mission. They think white people suck, minorities can do no wrong, black people are helpless, we gotta prop them up because they can't help themselves. They don't have power. White people have all the power. White people rule this country for 100 years. That's what all these guys believe, and they're just so full of shit. It's making me sick. I can't stand it anymore. You know how I feel about BuzzFeed. It's anti-white, it's anti-male. It thinks that it's got a subtle tone of, black people can't help themselves. So they actually think little of black people too. They think they can't help themselves, so that's why they want to kind of speak up for them and the other minorities. And it's just bullshit. It needs to stop. BuzzFeed needs to stop, or at least change its agenda. At least, just admit that it's not news, it's propaganda bullshit, and that's it. BuzzFeed is bullshit. Why I Left BuzzFeed is bullshit for obvious reasons, and you guys tell me what you think. Why do you think people left BuzzFeed? Why do you think people would even work for BuzzFeed? Do you think these videos are bullshit? I think they're just trying to cash in. Doesn't sound like they're giving us any insight in my opinion, but you guys tell me what you think. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. We'll see y'all next time. Hey guys, one more announcement. Today we added a new item to the No Bullshit Teespring store. I know it's been cold out there, it's getting colder all over the country, so we wanted to add a No Bullshit hoodie. Look at that, wow, what a nice looking item that is. I think maybe I would buy one for my parents for Christmas, or maybe my girlfriend would like it. She gets cold all the time. Anyone would like a No Bullshit sweater. Why don't we all buy one? Let's go to the store. Yeah, ho ho ho, and a bottle of rum.